If he can improve on his track record time for this track, obviously track conditions today have not been good for track records other than wet.
Then Luke is 2/10 off of his class record.
True.
So
maybe the track is okay. I don't know.
Maybe it's better for some and worse for others. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I know that Will Young's car this weekend is more set up for Pikes Peak, which is where it's headed to immediately following this event. And so the car has some more weight in it than what it would normally run for a time attack event. And so it's hard to say whether the car's even got it in it.
So we're wrapping up Group A for track battle. It'll be our final track battle for GRIDLIFE Midwest here at Gingerman Raceway in South Haven, Michigan. We got a shot of the paddock and the car show on the right side of your screen there around the pond. We got safety crew out there grabbing Luke to bring him back in.
No, Mike Pugliese.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Apologies.
Hopefully it's nothing too major. I'd like to see him back on track soon. Got Luke just rolling into his paddock, just adding miles to his track car. Nothing like buying a brand new car and just track miles, track miles, track miles.
As we wait for our safety crew here to grab this Evo off track, Drift will be following Time Attack. Should be about 6 o'clock. We've been running pretty close on schedule. We may be a few minutes after 6, but 6 is what we're looking at. And then tonight on the main stage for entertainment, we've got Graves at 8:45, Oliver Tree at 9:45, and Getter at 10:50. And that's at the main festival stage out there in the entertainment, I don't know what I want to call that, entertainment paddock? I don't know what that is, but
the festival area.
The festival area, absolutely.
Where all the action starts as soon as the track goes cold. I'm not going to comment on that.
That was distracting. So it's actually a really great music lineup, and it was yesterday as well.
Yeah, very impressive DJs, bands.
Yeah,
everyone's extremely talented. A lot of these guys, I'm not in that scene, but like when you get out here, you learn new bands, you get to hear new music you haven't heard for a while.
You do. That's cool. And I don't know who puts together all the music for these events, but you get a chance to experience different types of music. So maybe something that you're not necessarily listening to all the time, but you get exposed to it through GRIDLIFE, which is it kind of goes back to the whole ambiance of the event, because it's the same thing with the racing. I mean, just today we've seen wheel-to-wheel racing, we've seen tons of time attack, we've had drift, we had that Nitto battle, which kind of goes back to some of the driver battles or the bracket battles that they did last year. It's kind of that same feel where you kind of got one driver against another, and it was I felt like the GRIDLIFE crew that does all the media produced that extremely well, and it was cool to have Mike go through and interview those guys and broadcast that out over the live broadcast. It was really cool. It's cool to see all these different things and these different approaches to broadcasting them. It makes for a really fun experience for people that are here as well as watching the live stream.
Yeah, being able to look, like if you're here, you can go back and watch it again, see all the things you might have missed. Or if you're not here, you get to see everything that you should be seeing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, all the live stream footage is available online after the fact. So if you want to go back and watch something, maybe you missed some of the driver battle and you want to watch that should be available online shortly after we finish our live broadcast. So check that out. All available. Probably the easiest way to find it is grid.life. If you go to grid.life, that's where the schedule is. And it looks like everything for the rest of the day today is probably going to be pretty close to schedule unless something odd happens with the weather, which has been causing us issues all day today. And then also, if you want to follow along with live timing, go to Race Hero. You can find that on the App Store or on the Android Store. You can download that, and you get live timing updates. It's basically what we're looking at up here, in addition to what's going out on the live stream. I think has anybody seen?
There's still, you can see in the corner of the video,
Evo.
they're still getting Mike Pugliese out of there.
So it looks like if I look at the grid for Time Attack Group B, we've got Sally McNulty. Her car is back, which is good to see. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to talk to her after this morning. I don't know if she's been having issues, but she did. She was the pace car for GLTC, so I'm assuming that means good things. She's participated in everything today that I think that she can.
She's been running with no issues, so it's good. Hopefully we can see her put down a really good lap.
Yeah, I'd like to see her put down a good lap. That would be exciting to see. And then you also said that you saw Will's car. Oh, it's just out of my eyesight here. It looks like Will's right at the beginning of the grid.
The fast car ends up in the front.
Absolutely, makes sense.
So, probably send him out and try and give him enough space that he doesn't come around and catch up with the back end of B.
So for those that are watching the live stream, definitely stick around for this next group because we're going to have Will out there on track. It should be a pretty exciting session with some really fast cars for Group B Time Attack. What's the rest of the grid look like? Are there several cars out there, or is that it for B?
No, it looks like it goes down quite a ways. There's a few gaps here and there, but it looks like we're out past the start-finish line. So
excellent.
I think we'll have a pretty close to full grid for this session.
Yeah, as I've mentioned before, this is the last Time Attack session. So
it's now or never.
Yeah, it's now or never. If you want to put down a fast time, conditions are good right now at least. So I'm sure everybody's really antsy, for lack of a better term, I guess. They really want to put down a good time.
The way the GRIDLIFE runs their things, any session can any lap put down in any session can be your fastest one. You don't have. There's no practice. There's no qualifying for Time Attack. You don't have to do it in a certain session. So some guys, they'll go out there day one, they'll throw down a lap that they don't think they're going to top or that they're happy with. You might not even see them again. So it kind of happens where we'll get these holes through the weekend, not only from mechanical issues, but also from guys who have just said, well, this is as good as it's get. I'm not going to put any unnecessary wear and tear on the car. I got the position I'm looking for. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's something that maybe not everybody takes into consideration if they're not part of Time Attack and actually racing themselves, is that this puts a lot of stress on the cars.
Yeah, so a lot of these cars are built to make one lap, maybe two, and then, you pretty much have to pull them in. So,
yeah, you may see some guys put down a real fast lap, and they'll stay out there and they'll do some cool-down laps and then try again for a fast lap. So if you're watching and that format is not familiar to you, it may seem a little bit weird that people aren't on it 100% all the time, but that's just based on how they build these cars and how they approach Time Attack so that they can get the fastest lap they possibly can, because really all that matters is you're here, you set one ridiculously fast lap, you set the record.
It could be your first lap of the weekend.
Yeah, and then you can hang out, you can do the festival, you can help your friends, you can do whatever.
Of all the events, this would be the one to hang out at, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, some of these cars, they put the smallest radiators they can in because there's no need to have the extra weight. You want to block off as much air flowing under the hood as you can to reduce front-end lift, things like that, and so one lap is all you're going to get before the car starts to overheat or you have oil issues or tires overheating or Lord knows what. So,
yeah, not everybody in the Time Attack grid obviously is going to build their car to that level.
Right.
But a lot of guys in A and B, you may see those sorts of things.
Some of the limited and track mod cars where they're far cries from their stock appearances.
Those are Time Attack cars versus just a race car that might be used. Track day cars, wheel-to-wheel cars, and things like that. So we're just, I think we're finishing up here on track.
They're pulling Mike cannot say his last name, Puglisi in right now. They're pulling him back towards the front of the pit.
Okay, so they're bringing him back. They're bringing him back the reverse way.
Yep.
So he should
be rolling up behind us here any second.
Okay. Oh, there we go. We got a shot of the Evo.
So hopefully nothing too serious. Oh, we are bouncing on the toe strap. Not good. That's unnecessary stress to that car.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get some information on what happened there, because obviously Michael was in the driver battle
and did very well.
And he did extremely well. And so I don't know. He must have experienced some sort of major failure, obviously, if he couldn't get his car restarted and bring it back under its own power. And what it looked like, and this is just speculative from just looking at the monitor, I couldn't see him because he's behind the stage, but it looked like he kind of brought that car down at a controlled pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't hasty. It wasn't anything like that.
He came down that straight and just kind of coasted off.
Yeah, coasted off, put on the brakes, and got off as far as he could without getting it too stuck. So if you're watching, you can see here the safety folks are bringing him
Based
up
on
through the grid.
on the smoke and the smell that we got after he went by, oil issue of some kind, something along those lines. So at least there was no fire that we saw. And apparently it didn't oil down because we're not cleaning it up.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't seen anybody move like they're cleaning up the tracks.
Right.
So who knows? Just a quick delay here before we get started with Group B.
Engine's starting up, so hopefully we'll be.
Oh, I'm getting a wave. Will's going out.
Here we go.
So we are going. Cars filtering out on track on a turn 2. It's good to see the spectator hill there is filling up.
Race cars sure are loud.
They are loud.
It's odd.
And we are, you can see in the shot there, our stage is right next to turn 2.
Yeah.
And so that's where all the cars come on. So if you hear that in our microphones, that's what that is. Shot of Will here. Putting a little bit of heat into his tires.
Such a cool looking car.
Absolutely. Another one of my favorite cars from the weekend. I'm not sure the driver, Adam, maybe you know, but the GT350R.
That's again a team.
Okay.
So
we don't know the driver for certain.
I know Ron Spear is one of the two.
Okay.
I know the name of the other guy. His first name is Brian. Don't remember his last name.
Fair enough.
I like that their team name is something along the lines of like Car and Coffee Survivor.
Oh wait, it is. Their car zero. Yeah.
Which I think is great.
Car and Coffee Survivor Racing. It looks like.
Yes.
So fair enough.
We get the joke, right?
Right. We do.
Mustangs, Cars and Coffee.
Yep.
It's great.
But that Mustang, along with Luke's. Viper are a couple of Luke's isn't stock, but relatively normal cars that are just absolutely killer. That you can that normal people could buy.
That wild motor that Ford puts in them. It just revs to the moon and back.
And I don't know for sure if those guys have done any modifications to that car. I really can't
speak to that. It's a street class car, or a street GT, so it's got to be relatively stock. There's not a ton of engine allowances. Mostly like intake and simple mods like that.
So we just saw Will come through start finish, and he's already headed out to turn 3. So he's on a real hot lap. You'll start seeing some times populated on the left side of your screen if you're watching the live stream, and on the Race Hero app as well. Quick text update. If you want text updates for scheduling, 90975, text the word GRIDLIFE, all one word. You can get updates on what's going on, if there's schedule delays, anything like that, important announcements if you're on track. The track team has sent out an announcement saying that they're about 20 minutes off schedule, meaning that drift will start at 6:20. And obviously Group B is out on track right now, and Group C will be out here in just a few minutes.
Kind of watching to see when our leaders come down the back straightaway. Fortunately, the way the track is laid out, there's a large section of it where we can't see from where we're standing.
Yeah, from where we're standing, and I just got a
camera views are great, but
yeah, I just got a quick call too that they're getting the drone back up and running again. So hopefully we'll have some eyes on those parts of the track that we haven't been able to see.
Here comes Will into turn 11. Oh, that's not Will. Appears as though he fell back a little ways.
Oh, that's very interesting.
First car to come through the line, Alex Lee with his bug-eyed Subaru, 136.5. Will off track and at pit exit, so...
You say Will's off track?
Well, he went
off.
Voluntarily off. Under his own power.
It's been a frustrating session for the real fast time attack cars.
I know Will was having transmission issues yesterday as well.
Oh, it looks like we got a car off here as well in turn 2, it looks like. And he's back on track, so I don't think there's any problems there.
Mike Pagano off track. Looks like he's back. Hopefully just overcooked the turn.
Starting to get some times here coming in. As Adam said earlier, Alex Lee, 136.562 is your current leader for this session.
Will Young calling it, heading back to the paddock.
Well, that's really disappointing. I was hoping between the two of them, Houghton or Will, that we could get a extremely fast time. Maybe not necessarily a record, but
This is the story of my life. Last year, we got here a little late. Will went out and laid down his record lap while we were setting up our tents, and I missed it. This year, I made sure I wasn't going to miss any active sessions.
Sorry, Adam. I don't know what to tell you.
This is my life.
This
It's
is your
fine.
life. Is it you?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
So I'm weather.
So far,
I'm weather. Your attrition of the fast time attack guys.
yeah. We probably should just stay home.
All of us should just stay home.
Yeah. We'll just watch it on the live stream next year.
So Alex Lee putting down another time not quite as fast as his time that's keeping him in the number one position, a 137.0. About a half second off pace from where his previous time was. Michael Almec, a little bit slower again, not much, just a 10th, but staying in that number two position.
A 138.3 is a pretty quick time for a street mod car, nonetheless.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, the GT350 that we were talking about, the number 0 car, Cars and Coffee Survivor Racing, currently holding the number 4 spot, 139.327.
Street GT class is new class for this year.
Yeah.
Introduced for turbo V6s, V8s, that sort of thing, to kind of give a place for some of these crazy Corvettes and Camaros and Mustangs and the GTRs that are relatively stock to play, because they really didn't have a good class before. So there's not a ton of cars here this weekend that are in that class, but there's a Challenger here. Obviously the GT350. There's a couple of C7 Corvettes that we've seen. So it's good to see that it's being used.
Yeah, I mean, as we experienced last year, those cars are really fast out of the box.
Just annoyingly, ridiculously fast. Yeah, so
Fiona Liu off again.
No.
Not sure what turn that is. She's back on track, though. As we were just saying about the GT350R, it's Cars and Coffee Survivor Racing. They've just put down a 139.327. So for an out-of-the-box vehicle, it's pretty impressive times.
Yeah, it's a fast car. There's no doubt about that. Chris Bickford improving his time a little bit, 138.842. We got about a 1.6 second gap between Chris and Michael from 2 to 3. And then about 0.6 between Alex Lee and Michael. So we got a little bit of a gap here at the top of Group B time attack. But still some really great times being put down by the folks that are out on track. And actually I see here that the Cars and Coffee guys have come in. And I don't know. Yeah, maybe just looks like they go back out again.
Yeah, it looks like they're giving some space.
Yeah, we'll see if he can put down a flyer. Sounds like he's after it. That car's got to have an exhaust on it, doesn't it? I don't know. It might be so loud.